right, guys, BUCS is back, but never mind that. I've got a bone to pick with Matt, right? Now, where's my online engagement award trophy, Matt?
Well, safe and sound in my house. Gathering dust.
Yeah, is it?
It is.
Maybe,
it's gathering dust in my house.
Okay, I want it back, to be honest with you, Matt. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do you want to hear my reason why I've kept it still?
Go on then.
I think we're going to win it again. So
really?
I might as well keep it and, enjoy it myself for the year.
Oh, fair enough. Now, before we start, I just want to quickly say, please like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that. Trying to do bigger and better things this year. So, Matt, let's get into the episode, eh? Support Coventry. Just need to bring that down a little bit, I think. Support Coventry, right. In week 1, we watched a men's volleyball game. It was fantastic. They won 3-1, I'm pretty sure, against Leicester. Initial thoughts? What are your thoughts, Matt, on that?
Well, obviously, it was the first fixture we were back commentating for the uni. And it was quite an interesting fixture to go watch. Last year we watched the volleyball quite a bit, and arguably it was one of the best sports, I think, to go watch and commentate. And obviously it did well on the YouTube. We got like hundreds of views each time.
I think it was like 500, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was mental amounts.
I'm thinking, right, it was very tight sets to begin with, wasn't it? It was very tight sets, but then once it hit like the 20-point mark, that's when we sort of came into our own and we overtook it and we sort of took the lead.
I think each set, right, we were like really close with Leicester for the first 20 points. As soon as we hit 20 points, we just ran away with it. It doesn't matter how far Leicester were behind. I think one of the sets we got like 20 points while they were on 12 or 13.
Something like that,
and we just continued to get points after point after point, and we just win the sets.
Right, so I'm thinking, who are your star players for that game, do you reckon? No?
I must be honest, it's been, we're doing this episode a bit late, I'll be honest, with like 2-3 weeks late.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the players. I do remember the one guy, though, he was... Because we watched him last year from Team 2.
Number 12.
And he got promoted up.
Talking about. They got the big guy with the afro.
Yeah, he got promoted up to Team 1. And he was very good for that game.
Yeah, no, number 12 got promoted, as you just said. There was a lot of new faces in the team, wasn't there? Because I think a lot of people got, what's it called?
Graduated.
They graduated,
promoted.
Yeah. So, it will take a few weeks to, get used to it all. But saying that, the men's won straight away. So who knows? Maybe they've just got a sort of flying start straight away.
I mean, what was it? The first BUCS game back as well for like every sports club. So that volleyball game was one of the first ones that they had, and they instantly won it. Yeah. So you can't complain, can you? And it's better than a loss.
You've also got to think, right? Number 12, he added some height to the team because. No offence to anything,
I was saying this on Wednesday, wasn't I? Like every team we come across, it seems like we are always on the smaller side. Yeah, I don't know how the other teams are always like 6 foot plus.
I don't know why either. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? Like we had a lot of small players like under 6 foot, and it's maybe in volleyball it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I think there were times where you notice, like, let's say if someone's standing on the edge of the net, like underneath the net, sorry. It's very hard for them to jump up and like try and tip it over the ball, over the net. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Speaking of the height advantage, I think the women's game was a perfect example of that, wasn't it? Because we had a mix of small and a mix of tall, and the other team was mainly tall. And when we were seeing the serves made by some of the women's team and some of the net players as well, just like blocking. No offence again, some of the smaller people, they didn't seem like they could jump. Higher above the net to hit it, because there was a few times that we just tried to jump.
We don't want to name
and we just went
names.
Straight. Well, we can't name names. We don't really
know
their names.
We don't know the names.
But so that's good for them and it's good for us because we're not criticising them.
Yeah.
But like we saw them, they jump in and they just hit it straight in the net instead of getting it over. And I think that's where height advantage really plays into advantage for some teams.
Most definitely. And just to bring it back to the men's game quickly, because we will speak about the women's in a minute, but I think number 11 had the best highlight in the game because there was one moment where Leicester literally kept on spiking the ball to number 11, but he blocked it 3 times, and I can't believe that. He blocked it 3 times in a row, and he got Coventry a point as well. So that was amazing. It was going back and forth, a very big rally. And you can't ask for much more than that, can you, really, Matt?
Yeah, no, it's highlights like that make the game a bit special to watch and commentate, isn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely earned his team some valuable points. Winning 3-1.
It's a bit of a statement for the first game back, isn't it?
It definitely was, yeah.
At some points it did look like it was going to go to 3-2, but I think the final set it was like close to Leicester winning that set, going into 2-2, and then obviously we'd have to continue. But we won that set, coming back, I think 3 or 4 points down. So it was quite a good comeback, quite a good win.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this men's team will do very good stuff this year, right? I think they're going to go on to potentially winning the whole thing, winning BUCS.
Could we see us getting back into the finals like our women's from last year? That's my question. Will we get to the finals again?
Hopefully. I'm praying for everything. Hopefully that could happen for us. Should we move on to the women's game now, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we
You
should.
happy with that? Okay. So, I'm thinking, right, unfortunately, we played against East Anglia. Hopefully I pronounced that right. You know, I'm trying to say sorry because I can't speak English most of the time. Hopefully I got that right. But unfortunately we lost 3-0.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't as good as the men's, was it?
A bit of a sharp defeat, but you can't complain. I think East Anglia as a team, they did look better coming out. They were very dominant. And there was this one player particularly, which I wouldn't stop going on about throughout the entire commentating live stream.
Go on then.
Number 17 for East Anglia. I don't know what it was about her. Absolute unit on the court, right? She was mental how good she was. And I think you noticed that as well.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty
honestly,
sure some of the Coventry players that we interviewed realised that as well. Number 17 was just outstanding that game. And I don't think anyone from any team could have stopped her.
For me, right, I would say number 17 was probably the best player on the game, on the court. She was the star player. Every single time, right, this was Coventry's game plan. I can tell you Coventry's game plan to a T. I've watched it so many times. They would literally get the ball back from a Leicester attack, an East Anglia attack, sorry, and they would literally hit it down number 17 side, and she would just block it and then just hit it up in the air for another East Anglia player to do the business and score a point for her team. It's just crazy. Why keep on doing that one routine when it's not working?
I think we kept bringing that up as well. It's like, why do you keep hitting it to number 17 when you know she's the one who's scoring all the points for them?
It doesn't make sense.
We kept saying, like, why are you hitting it in the left side? Start smacking it on the right-hand side of the court and you get some points. But, you know, we kept hitting it to number 17 and she kept outperforming literally everyone on that court.
Yeah, honestly, that kept on happening for the first 2 sets at least, and then we switched it up. But I think at that point, it was pretty much game over because it was 2 sets down, and you know it's a new team, like we just said, for like the men's, and I think maybe the women's team might need a little bit longer to figure things out. Let's say, yeah, I would say.
I think we remember when we interviewed Kelly, one of the club admins before the game.
Yeah.
She also mentioned how that team was newly promoted to Division 1 as well. So I think that's why we seem to struggle a little bit. I'm not going to say that's entirely why, but because we're in Div 1 now, it's going to be harder teams that we come up against. And East Anglia was a show in that is the kind of stuff we're going to be performing against this year.
Yeah, because I think, right, if we won the first set, it could have been a totally different game. That's probably a little bit bad analysis from me, but I think we was very close.
I think we deserved that first set as well. We were 5, 6, 7 points ahead at one point.
I think so.
And we just let it go. If we won that first set, it would have been a totally different game.
Yeah, I think we had a good chance to win the first and the third set. If we won the third set as well to get back into it, then it could have been a different game as well. You know, slightly bad analysis from me. I know. I need to brush for my volleyball knowledge, but I think at the moment number 17 and number 6 were good for them. But do you have any key players for the Coventry team? Because there was one player that impressed me, just to throw out there, number 11, right? She didn't start the game, but she came on as a substitute, and she actually performed really well in the later stages, in like the third and fourth. No, not the fourth. Sorry, in the second and third set.
Yeah, I was going to say number 11 as well, and also number 9 and number 6. I think they were the people on the net, like blocking the shots.
Yeah.
They pulled off some good ones. I remember one of the rallies that it was like really, really close. They kept having to dive and block and all that to save it from getting a point. And even though we did lose the sets, we did win those points where we were like blocking really, really, really well. So I think number 9 and number 11 for me were also very good for Coventry.
Yeah, because I remember number 9 actually. She had quite a lot of height, didn't she, compared to the other players on the team. So maybe she's like quite similar to them.
Yeah, I think she was one of our tallest players
on the men's team. Sorry. Just to quickly say, I think potentially next game this week, I think we could win. I don't know who it's against, but I think we could do it, the business. And I just want to say, that's all from me, really. I think we've had a good episode so far. We're just covering the 2 games that we've watched, the volleyball games, because I think, what's the word, Matt? Help me out here. We want to cover the 2 volleyball games that we've seen, because we don't want to mention the ones that we don't know about particularly well. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm waffling a little bit now.
But obviously, you can find the results on Sport Commentary's Instagram, YouTube. They stream most of the games and post most of the content. Also, you can just look up the university societies on Instagram and find the results there. Right. But obviously, we're only going to talk about who we commentate about, because that's who we've watched and we know about.
Yeah, right, thank you for having me out there, because I was waffling a little bit. Thank you for everybody watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I've definitely waffled a little bit this episode, so it's a bit of a short episode this time, but thank you, I really appreciate it, and peace out.